15 years ago, I lived in a small apartment that was next to a busy four-lane road where cars traveled north to south. I wanted to die, so I ran from my apartment into the road. I imagined a car would probably break my legs first, sending my body into the path of another automobile. Then I would be in great torture and very bloody against the black concrete with its yellow stripes, but within 1/2 of a second a hot rubber tire would run over my skull, and my skull would explode like an overcooked pea on a china plate. It seemed very easy, and it was appealing, and to begin this process I would first need to place myself at the very last possible moment in the path of a car, but I was unable to do so. The headlights were crisp and yellow from some distance, and when they approached, the cars became blurs of red, black, and silver, which were more threatening than I had previously imagined. I could feel the hurricane wind of the cars on my face, and I could hear the noises and the horns like screams of machinery from very close. The cars traveled at 45 or 50 miles per hour, which I had never considered as particularly fast until suddenly 45 or 50 miles per hour seemed very fast. I had a fantasy of being struck by a car, but the reality of such an event was proving very different. I now realize I was only wading into this sea, not plunging into it entirely. It would have been very easy to stand in the way of a car and die, but I found myself maybe pushed by some greater desire for survival to move into the unoccupied lanes as each machine drove past me. I returned to my apartment very much alive, with a strange resolve of feelings. The type of sadness which brings one to this precipice is how I imagine it may be to stand under one of the great waterfalls of New England or Appalachia. It is a pain which surrounds a person and penetrates so deeply that one is paralyzed to act. A party may scream at the individual to move from the waterfall without knowing that the person is unable to do so. The weight and force of the water is so spectacular that the body does not have the strength to flex its musculature in any meaningful or impactful way. And so the individual must only and can only resign themselves to the desires of the water which crashes onto the self. It is a drowning by paralysis. I have indeed grown much taller in the years since my incident, and I no longer stand under this waterfall.